In this session we are going to learn about adders and subtractor, which is of your digital experiment. Let's see, we're going to have like a if we want to add two variables, let's say 1 and 1. Now these are the two variables that we are going to add. Let's name it as A and B, and we are going to produce a result which is a sum 0, and one more bit will going to be generated upon the addition of these two variables A and B, that is nothing but a carry input. So carry output. So what we are going to do is, so when we are trying to add two variables, the result will be always end up with a two variables. Now in adder we are going to use a half adder, where we are going to add two variables, and I'm going to produce the two outputs, which is nothing but a sum and carry. Now the problem is, when I'm going to adopt this addition method in an array of numbers, let's say I'm going to take an example of 4 variables, let's say A0, A1, A2 and A3, and I want to add it with B0, B1, B2 and B3. See, now what happens is, when I try to add these two variables, let's say the LSB bits, I'm going to end up with two variables. The output will be the sum of these two numbers, that is A0 and B0 will going to produce the two outputs, that is a sum and also a carry. So if I'm going to adopt a half adder circuit, what it exactly does is, it will going to add only these two numbers, ignoring a carry bit. So in order to overcome this problem, we are going to have like a full adder circuit, which will add 3 variables, or else I can say that it is a combinational circuit which will going to accept 3 inputs and it will going to generate 2 outputs. Let's say this is as A, B, C, and this is sum and this is carry. So by this method I can able to add n number of bits in any digital circuits. So this is the brief introduction about the adder and subtractor. So and for the subtractor also I'm going to use the same method. If you in digital circuit, if I am going to do any subtraction for two variables, I am going to implement a half subtractor. If I want to go for a n number of variables or literals, I am going to use a full subtractor. So let's begin with half adder and see how I'm going to derive an equation, and then I'm going to make a logical circuit. Let's say first we'll move on to half adder circuit. Let's say, as I told you before, the circuit will going to accept two input variables. Let's say those input variables are A and B, and it will going to generate a output which is sum and let's say carry CY. So now, as these input variables are only 2, the truth table will be of like 2 to the power of 2, and I'm going to get like 4. These 4 combinations of these two input variables are available inside the truth table. Now let's say the different combinations of two input variables are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to add these two variables. Now 0 plus 0 is, the sum is 0. If I'm going to add 0 plus 0, it will end up with sum is equal to 0, and now also the carry is also 0. So this is 0. Similarly, when I'm going to add 0 plus 1, so what happens? The sum is 1 and the carry is 0. Similarly, sum is 1 and carry is 0. And then for the last combination, that is 1 plus 1. So now I'll just tell you, see, if I want to add a 1 plus 1 in a conventional mathematics, so I'm going to end up with the result 2. If I can't able to write this sum here directly as 2. Why? Because I'm using a digital system, whereas the maximum combination is like 0 and 1 itself. Now what happens for a 2? It has to be converted into a binary format. So when you convert a binary format, 2 into a binary 1, so you are going to end up with 1 0. 2 ones are 2 and the remainder is 0, and you are going to convert this and you are going to say 2 in a decimal number system will going to be like 1 0 in binary number system. So now in this 1 0, I'll take this 1 as a sum, 0 as a sum, and I'll put carry as 1. So this is the truth table for a half adder. I'm sorry, I have written here as a full adder. This is half adder. Now if I want to convert that into an expression, so let's see, I want to come here so that it is clearly visible. Now for a sum, I'm going to get like where I'm going to check where the output is high. So for the corresponding truth table, in the corresponding truth table section, I'm going to just check out for this variables. As you can see here, this is nothing but A bar, this is just B. Similarly, for the next high condition, this is A and this is B bar. So now if I want to write an expression for the half adder circuit, then for the sum I'm going to get like A bar B plus what is that, A B bar. So this is nothing but we know that it is just an XOR operation, that is nothing but a exclusive OR operation. So this is a same as this thing. Now I can say that the sum has got the expression saying that in order to implement a sum part in your digital logic circuit, so I just need a XOR gate and I have to do an XOR operation between a A and B variable, so that I am going to get a sum output. Similarly, if I check for a carry, so this one is the last combination is a 1. So if I check for here in the truth table, it is like A and then a B. So I can directly write it as carry is equal to A and B. So in order to implement this half adder circuit, I just need an XOR gate and a AND gate. So now I'll put a logic circuit here itself. See, as you can see, I'll just take two variables, let's say A and B. The first thing is I have to do an XOR operation between the A and B variables in order to get a sum equation. So now I have got a sum wherein the output is like A XOR B, which is equal to a sum. Similarly, in the same circuit I have to implement the carry part also. So what I am going to do here is I am just going to draw a A and then a B line from the same variables. Then I am going to put an AND gate over here, so that the output of this AND gate is A into B, which is nothing but your carry. So this is nothing but carry. So this is how you are going to implement the half adder circuit. Now let's go for a full adder circuit and check how I'm going to make a truth table, and then I'm going to take an expression for that, and then I'm going to write a logic circuit for that. Let's say I have a full adder. As I told you before, this is a combination logic circuit which will going to accept 3 inputs, and it will going to add the 3 inputs, and it will going to produce a 2 output, which is nothing but a sum and carry. Now as I told you before, it is a 3 input. If I take a 3 input variables, I am going to get like 2 power 3, which is equal to 8 combinations of the input variables. Now let's write a truth table for that. Let's name the variables as A, B, C. I'm sorry, I'll write down from here. Hope it is visible. Let's take A, B, C, and the two outputs are sum and carry. If you are getting confusion, then you can just rename it as Cin and Cy. So that will make a difference for that input and output. Let's write down the combination for these three variables, input variables. That is, the first combination is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, next 1, 0, 1, next 1, 1, 0, next 1, 1. As I told you before, it will going to have like a 8 combination. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, total 8 combination. Now let's add these three input variables. 0 plus 0, I'm going to end up with 0. Again 0 is added with another C variable, that is 0. See, if I want to let me show you 0 plus 0, which is nothing but the sum is also 0, and these addition operation will not going to end up with any of the carry variables. So I'll just assume that carry also a 0. So what happens if I add 0 plus 0 plus 0, the sum is 0, and similarly the carry is also 0. And then I'm going to add the second combination, which is nothing but 0 plus 0 plus 1. So I'm going to end up with like 0 plus, so I'm going to get sum as 1 and carry as 0. So now here sum as 1 and carry as 0. And you can directly say that whenever the in the overall combinations of the input, if there is only one high, then I can say it as sum is 1 and carry is 0. Similarly, if I add two high input variables, I'm going to end up with, as I told you, in a half adder circuit. So 1 plus 1 is 2. If I convert that 2 into a binary, I'm going to end up with like a 1, 0. So this is how I'm going to do it. So here sum is 0, as I told you, this is 1, 0, and now the carry part is 1. So I'm going to write down same here, sum is 0 and carry is 1. Likewise, whenever the input combinations have two high inputs, I can directly say that sum is 0 and carry is 1. So now here it is 1, so I'll directly put sum as 1 and carry as 0. Now here there is two input variables are high, so I'm going to do it as sum is equal to 0 and carry is equal to 1. Now in this combination also it will going to have two high inputs, so I'll put it as 0, 1. Then in the last variable you are going to do like 1 plus 1 plus 1. In a conventional addition operation, you are going to end up with a 3. So if you convert this 3 into a binary number, you can say that 3 ones are and 2 ones are, and you are going to end up with remainder 1. So this is how. So this is the truth table for a full adder. Now I'll write a logical equation for that. So if I consider a logic equation for sum and carry, first what I have to do is I'm going to check in the truth table where the sum output is high. So for this input combination, the sum output are high. So the first high is here, so I can say that this is A bar, B bar and C. So this is like A bar, B bar, C plus the second high is A bar, then B and then C bar. Similarly for the next I can write A, B bar, C bar, and then for the last combination is I can write it as A, B, C. Now let me check for the common variables here. So in these two combination or else you can say that SOP form, A bar is common. So I'll take A bar as a common, and then I'll put B bar C plus B C bar, and then in these two SOP I can take A as a common, then I'll say B bar C bar plus BC. So now this whole thing, which is nothing but a B bar C plus BC bar, I can rewrite it as, or else you can just take it as, assume that it is nothing but a X. So now this becomes X bar. Why? Because this B bar C plus BC bar is always like nothing but B XOR C, as we did in a half adder circuit. We know that exclusive OR operation will going to end up with like A bar B plus A B bar. It is similar to B bar C plus BC bar. That's why I have just replaced this whole thing with a B XOR C. Then this can be like B XOR C whole bar. So now if you consider this whole thing as a X, you can just rewrite the equation as A bar X plus A X bar. Again it is in the form of like A bar B plus A B bar itself. So I can directly write it as A XOR X. Now replace that X with your this form, which is nothing but A XOR B XOR C. Now this is the expression for the sum. You can do it likewise. You can do it using this truth table also, and also you can able to other method is you can just able to plot this over a Karnaugh map, and you can reduce the expression. You are going to end up with the same expression itself. Now let's try for a. I'm just going to rub this one. I'll just directly write it as sum is equal to A XOR B XOR C. Now let's write it for a carry. Let's see what I'm going to get. So again I'm going to check for these combination itself. So when C is equal to high, I'm going to get the first SOP form as A bar BC plus the second thing is like here A B bar and then C. The next is A B C bar plus A B C. Now for the simplicity I have just taken it as a C. So you can just replace it with a C in, and you can write it here also like a C in and then C in. So now let's reduce this expression in order to get a simplified one. So now let's check for the common variables here. As you can see here in the first two variables itself in the SOP form, you have C in as a common. So now I'll take a C in as a common. I can write it as A bar B plus A B bar, and then here both A B is common. So now I'm going to write it as A B into C in bar plus C in. Now what happens? Let's see. So again this is in the form of XOR form. As you can see, as we discussed in a previous logic circuit. So C in into, I can just simply write it as A XOR B. So now what happens here? A B into this is nothing but we know that from a Boolean algebra we have in theory part we have seen or else we have simplified so many expression over there. So always when you add a variables, a single variable with its complemented form, you are going to end up with a literal 1. So that's why I can just replace this whole thing with a 1. If you multiply this AB with a 1, you are going to end up with AB itself. Now this is the expression for carry. So now I'm just going to rub this one, and I'll write over here, which is nothing but I can simply say that A XOR B into C in plus AB. Now let's write a logic diagram for that. For sum, I know that first I have to do a XOR operation between two variables A and B, which will going to end up with A XOR B. But I have one more variable, again I have to do an XOR operation. Now I am going to get a sum output, which is nothing but A XOR B XOR C in. Now if I want to include, if I want to get a carry output, what I have to do? Simply I have to take a XOR B. Since it is not necessary to use one more gate for a XOR gate over here, since in already whatever the sum part I have written here, I have already got an expression A XOR B. So I am just going to take draw a line from there. I am going to use this same output, and then it has to be multiplied with C in, which is nothing but this third variable, a C in. Now I am just going to use this one. Now it has been ANDed. Now you are going to end up with A XOR B into C in, but that's not going to end up, because I have left out with one more SOP form, which is A plus B. So in order to get a AB, so what I have to do? I just have to multiply this A and B variable using a AND gate. Now I am going to end up with AB here. So now what I am going to do is, I will just use an OR gate, which will going to add this thing, carry, which is equal to A XOR B into C in plus AB. So this is how, this is what a full adder circuit is. And this combinational circuit will going to add 3 input variables, and it will going to generate a 2 output variables. Now let's go for a subtractor circuit. Now again in a subtractor, we are going to have like a 2 types. One is half subtractor, another one is full subtractor. So as I told in the example, if there is 2 variable subtraction you want to do, so then let's say this is as A and B. If you want to do only a subtraction for 2 variables, then I'm going to go for an half adder circuit. So half subtractor circuit, which is nothing but a combinational circuit which will going to accept a two input variables and it will going to produce two outputs. Let's say that as a difference and borrow. So we know that whenever we want to do a subtraction, we always end up with a difference, and if the second number is larger, I have to take a borrow from the next number. So this is how it will going to end up. So what happens is, if I consider n number of variables, let's say A0, A1, A2 and A3. Now I'm going to subtract that, B variables from the A. So now what happens is, at LSB part, let's say in a LSB, that means if I want to do a subtraction for A0 and B0, I don't need any borrow for this one. It will going to end up with a difference, and if the second number is greater, that means if the B0 is greater than A0, what I have to do? I have to take a borrow from over here. So this is not possible with a half subtractor circuit, since it will going to accept only two inputs. So this will going to become a third input. So this is not possible. That's why in order to overcome this problem, I'll go for a full subtractor. So let's first go with half subtractor and then we will deal with a full subtractor. So now let me write a truth table for the half subtractor. As I told you before, it will going to accept the two inputs. So let name it as two variables as A and B, and then it will going to generate a difference and a borrow, or I just rename it as BR so that you will not going to get confused. So as I told you, two input variables means a four different combination, which is nothing but 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So if I want to subtract this combination, that is 0 minus 0, what happens is, so when you subtract 0 from 0, you are going to end up with difference is also 0, and I don't need any borrow for that. So that's why I'm just going to write 0 0. Similarly, for this one, let's subtract 1 with 0. So now what happens? I need a borrow here. So if I take a borrow, it will become like 1 0. If we subtract 1 from 1 0, as we do in a mathematics, if you convert this 1 0, as we discussed in a previous section, or in a half adder or full adder section. So this binary 1 0 is nothing but a 2. If you subtract 2 minus 1, you are going to end up with 1 itself. So the same thing I am going to write it here. So this is nothing but a 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. As we have already taken a borrow, again it will going to be like 0 itself. So since it has no, you know the conventional mathematics thing, so it will going to end up with also 1. So this is what happens when you subtract 0 minus 1. So you are going to end up with difference also 1, and you are going to have a borrow as 1 itself. So if we in a third combination, if you subtract 1 minus 0, you are going to end up with difference is 1 and borrow is 0, and again in 1 1, a difference is also 0 and borrow is also 0. So let's write a logical equation for this one, difference and borrow. Now I write a logical equation for a difference. So I'm going to take a input combination where the difference is high. So for this combination, I'll have like A bar B, and for this one A B bar. As we know that A bar B plus A B bar always end up with A XOR B itself. Now I can easily say that a difference is nothing but A XOR B. Similarly, if I consider a borrow equation. So for a borrow equation, again I'm going to check where the borrow is high. For that, I'm going to check for input variables. I can simply say that it is like A bar B. So this is nothing but A bar B. So if I want to write a logical circuit for this equation, so first I'm going to have like two input variables as A and B. Now I'll just going to do an XOR operation between these two variables. I'll end up with A XOR B, which is nothing but a difference. Now for a borrow operation, I need to complement the A variable, so I'll put a NOT gate over here, and then I'll take a B, and both thing will going to be like ANDed, and I'm going to end up with A bar B, which is nothing but a borrow. So this is your logic circuit for a half subtractor. So this is half subtractor. Now let's get into a full subtractor. Let's start with full subtractor. So we are, in full subtractor we are going to have like a 3 input variables, and the subtractor will going to produce 2 outputs. So since I am telling about 3 inputs, it will be going to be like 2 to the power of 3, which makes it as 8 total input combination. Now let's write a truth table for that 8 combination and see how the output has been output will going to be produced for difference and borrow. Now let's take the first combination, that is 0 minus 0 minus 0. Obviously the difference is 0 and borrow becomes 0. Let's go to the next combination, say 0 minus 0. Again 0 minus 0 will going to produce a difference of 0. When we subtract this 1 again with this 1, so what we need, since this number is larger than this one, we need a borrow over here, which makes it as 1 0. As we know, 1 0 in a binary number, it will going to be like a 2 in a decimal format. So when we subtract 2 minus 1, obviously we are going to end up with a difference 1. And what about this borrow that has been fetched from the previous number? So that will going to be again like a 1 0, again 2 minus 1, it will going to be like 1 itself. So that 1 will be retained over here. So that makes it as difference also a 1 and borrow is also 1. Let's get into a next combination again. So for the third combination, 0 minus 1, again we are going to end up with 1 1, again minus 0, the result will again like 1 1. So this will go on continue. Let's 0 minus 1, again 1 1, 1 1 minus 1, again we are going to end up with 1 0. That is difference is 0 and borrow is 1. So difference is 0 and borrow is 1. Let's check for this one. So we can just tell by seeing itself 1 minus 0 minus 0, which makes it as difference is equal to 1 and borrow is equal to 0. For the next combination, 1 minus 1, again it will going to get subtracted, and we are going to end up with a result difference is equal to 0 and borrow is equal to 0. Again the same thing happens here also, 1 minus 1 a 0. And again 0 minus 0 will end up with 0 and 0 for this combination now. So 1 minus 1 is will end up with difference is equal to 0 and borrow is equal to 0. Again if we subtract that with a 1, we are going to end up with again a 1 1, that is difference 1 and borrow 1, as we explained over here. So again the result will be like 0 and 1. Now based on this truth table or based on the output that we are going to get, we can write the logical expression by seeing the truth table. So now for the logical expression of difference, so we are going to consider a combination of the input wherever the difference output is high. For the first high, that is for this combination, we can say that this is A bar, B bar and C. So that the same thing has been written over here, A bar, B bar, C. Again for the next output high, so this is A bar, B, C bar, again this one. So for this combination and for this combination, I have written already over here on the board for simplicity. Again, if we look into this equation, we can able to take a C as a common in the first and the last combination. Yes, these two SOP form. From this two SOP form, we can able to fit the common variable C and we can write it as C into A bar B bar plus AB, and between these two SOP form, C bar is a common. So that's why I have taken a C bar over here. So that makes us C bar into A bar B plus AB bar, and we know that A bar B plus AB bar equal to A XOR B. Similarly, A bar B bar plus AB equals A XOR B whole bar. So the whole term can be rearranged or rewritten as A XOR B XOR C. Similarly, if we write for a borrow equation, let's see, I'll consider this one as this is the first high input. So for this combination, again we're going to have like A bar, B bar and C. So A bar, B bar, C. Similarly, we are going to write for all combinations of the borrow wherever the borrow output is high. So now this is the equation that I am going to get whenever I am going to write the equation for a borrow. Now let's simplify this one. So I am going to take I am going to search for a common variable in these two SOP form. So now by seeing, I can say that this C is common. I'll retain this A bar B and this AB. Sorry, this AB. So that makes it as C into A bar B bar plus AB. Again, from these two, I can write it as A bar B is common. I can write C plus C bar, and we know that I'll write over here, always C plus C bar or any variable added with its complement always results with 1. So that's why we are just going to ignore this term, and it will be replaced with a 1. When we multiply this A bar B with a 1, again we are going to get back A bar B. So this is what the equation we are going to get for the borrow, that is C bar, which this form has been replaced with a XOR B whole complement plus A bar into B. Now let's write the logic diagram for that. So first we will consider a difference equation, which is nothing but A bar plus A XOR B XOR C. So first take a two variables A and B. First do an XOR operation, and you are going to end up with the result A XOR B. Now I have to add one more term or variable, which is nothing but C, and that has to be XORed again with this result. So in order to do that, I am just going to take one more XOR gate. As you can see over here, that has been XORed with a C. Now the previous result that has been XORed with a C, and you are going to end up with a difference equation, which is nothing but A XOR B XOR C. Now for the borrow equation, now since we have already have a XOR B, only thing is we need to complement that result in order to get A XOR B. So our A XOR B is here. I am simply going to do, or I am simply going to put a NOT gate which makes it as a complement 1, that is A XOR B whole complement. Now what I have to do is I have to AND it with a variable C. That's why I have just ANDed with the variable C, which makes it as A XOR B whole bar into C. Now what I have to do, I have to OR it with A bar B. That's why I have just consider an OR gate which will going to add thus A bar B. So over here, as you can see here, I have taken input for a NOT gate from a variable which makes it as a bar. Similarly, this is a B input. Now if we AND these two, I am going to end up with A bar B. Now these two forms has been ORed together in order to get a borrow equation, which is nothing but A XOR B whole complement into C plus A bar. So this is what our borrow equation is. So this is how we are going to simplify the full subtractor, and we'll see how to make the connection, or else how to make this logic diagram and check for the output for difference and borrow, and we are going to check for all the full adder, all logical diagrams of full adder, half adder, full adder, half subtractor and full subtractor. Thank you.
We will see how to realize the hardware logic circuit of what we have already explained in the previous session. So herein we will try to demonstrate how to realize full adder, half subtractor and full subtractor. And this happens to be the first experiment, this happens to be one of the experiments of your analog and digital electronics laboratory. So, and we will be carrying out all the experiments in this particular trainer kit, so digital IC trainer kit. So for the analog experiments, we will be using this breadboard, and for all your digital experiments, we will be using this ZIF sockets what we see here, and the connections are made using these. So these are the ZIF sockets wherein we will be inserting the ICs, and you make use of patch cords to make the connections using these terminals. So these ZIF sockets are 20 pin ZIF sockets. When I say 20 pin ZIF socket, it can accommodate a 20 pin IC. So when if I need to insert an IC, I need to release this, insert the IC and lock it. So accordingly, if I insert for example, if I insert a 20 pin IC, this is going to this is corresponding to pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on up to 10. And here we have 11, 12 up to 20. So that is how your dual inline IC packages comes. And suppose you are inserting a 14 or 16 pin IC, the pin numbers, if for example if it is a 14 pin IC, the pin numbers start from 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 7. And we have these three don't have any connection, and we have pins starting from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So for this particular experiment, the ICs required are an XOR gate, a NOT gate, and AND gate. So the XOR gate is a 2-pin XOR gate is 7486, AND gate is 7408, and the NOT gate is 7404. Now we will see how exactly we make use of this trainer kit to realize the various circuits, that is half adder, full adder, half subtractor and full subtractor. So this is your IC. So you can identify an IC by the number written on it. So you have a close look, you can see the number will be written on the IC. So here this is 7486, which is used as XOR gate, 2 input XOR gate. This is a quad 7486. When I say quad 7486, using one IC I can realize 4 XOR gates. So whenever you want to insert the IC, make sure the notch is always facing upwards. So or otherwise you will be making the connections in the reverse order. So ensure the notch what you are seeing here is facing upwards. So and when you insert it into the ZIF socket, make sure you are always inserting it from the top, so that this pin corresponds to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This being a 14 pin IC, the pin numbers we read, this corresponds to pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. These three does not have any connection. Here we start with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So once you insert the IC from the top, you release the ZIF socket, insert the IC from the top and then lock the IC. Now it is intact, you cannot move. So similarly, here we have a 7408, which again is a AND gate, quad AND gate. So using this particular IC, we can realize 4 AND gates. So you just insert it in the similar fashion. We inserted 7486, and this again is a 14 pin IC. The pin connections remain same as we already discussed here. And coming to the pin 4 gates, the pin numbers for the 4 gates, the pin numbers 1, 2 are the inputs, and 3 happens to be the output for the first IC, and 4, 5 happens to be the input for the second gate, and 6 is the output, and 7 is always ground, and 14 is your VCC. So this requires power supply. So we are connecting 14 to your plus 5 volts and 7 to ground. So and the order of the IC gate numbers of the pin numbers for the other gates are 8 happens to be the output, 9, 10 are the input. Similarly 11 is the output for the last gate, and 12 and 13 happens to be the input. So this remains same for almost all the ICs, basic ICs we are using, or otherwise you will have to refer to the pin diagrams to make particular connection. So now the connections to these pin numbers are made through what we call it as patch cords. So before making any connection, make sure this patch cord is working by just connecting the input to the output. So what we try to do here is we check the patch cords by connecting by connecting your power supply or input to the output. So now our this patch cord is working, right? So you do this, you repeat this for all the patch cords you are using to make connections to ensure that patch cord is working proper. Once your patch cords are working fine, we will continue with the connections. So for connections, for making the connections, make sure your design is ready and you are ready with the logic circuit. Once your logic design is ready and logic circuit is ready, you go ahead with connections. So here what we are coming back to the trainer kit. These are all the inputs. These are all the inputs. So this acts as input to the to your logic circuit, and this are used as outputs to see the status of output. I always indicates 1, glow or I is indicated by LED on, and that indicates 1, and the low indicates 0. So low is indicated by LED off, and that is a 0 state. So these you can use any one of these inputs as any one of these terminals as inputs, and whether you want your input to be 0 or 1 is determined by this toggle switch. You put it to an upper position, it indicates a 1, and it is in the lower position, it is a 0. So accordingly you are supposed to use one of these inputs, terminals as inputs and these as outputs. So now we will start with the first circuit, that is half adder circuits. Half adder requires 2 inputs, A and B, and it produces, half adder is a circuit which accepts 2 inputs and produces 2 outputs. The detailed explanation has already been done. So we need 2 inputs for this particular half adder circuit and 2 outputs. Let me call this as input A. I have checked all the patch cords. So we will call this as input A, and we will call this as input B. So these two happens to be the input. And if you just go through the circuit which we have already explained in the class. So one is A is given to pin number 1 of your XOR gate. So first we are making use of first IC. So we are supposed to give this to pin number 1 and this to pin number 2, and 3 happens to be your sum. And before that, before making any connection, ensure you are giving the power supply and ground. So for these two ICs we are using here 7486 and 7408. We have 14 is VCC and 7 is the ground. So make sure you are giving the power supply. Unless you don't give the power supply, your circuit is not going to work right. So after doing this, we will connect them, we'll make the rest of the connections. So your pin number 1 is goes to A, this is A, and this goes to pin number 1, and this happens to be B, and this goes to pin number 2. And output we take from pin number 3, and this is your sum output. So 1 and 2 are the inputs, and sum, the expression for sum is A exclusive OR of B. So this is your sum, and that goes to an output terminal, and this represents your sum. And coming to the carry, so we need to give again A and B input to an AND gate to get the carry. So for this you can see you have a provision for making connections here. You can insert the patch cord here, and you can go on insert if at all you have to connect more than one wires or one patch cords to the same point. You can go on insert, you can extend the connection by inserting the patch cords here. So this happens to be A, and this feeds into the first gate of your AND gate, and this is your B, and B goes into the second input of your AND gate. Now I need the carry output. The carry output is AB, and we will call this as carry, and this is your carry. So we are done with the connection. This happens to be a very simple connection wherein the sum is realized using XOR gate and carry is realized using an AND gate. So now we will try to verify the truth table. So the truth table of your half adder has already been discussed, and that is how you have arrived at the design. The different possible combinations of AB, we go on giving different possible combinations of AB and check for the sum and carry. So just to recall, the different possible combinations of AB, 0 0 leads to a sum of 0 and carry of 0, 0 1 leads to a sum of 1 and carry of 0, 1 0 leads again to a sum of 1 and carry of 0, 1 1 gives you a sum of 0 and carry of 1. So this has been already explained. We will try to demonstrate. Now we will give different possible combinations of input and verify the truth table. So now you can see the inputs are 0 0. The toggle switch is at low position, which is representing a 0 0 combination of your truth table, and you can observe the sum is 0 and carry is 0. So now a 0B, I will give 0 1, the next combination is 0 1, and you can see the sum is 1 and carry is 0. Now we will try out with the next combination 1 0, it again gives you a sum of 1 and carry of 0. Now we will go with the last combination 1 1, you can see sum is 0 and carry is 1. So this way we have successfully designed the half adder, realized it using the RICs, and demonstrated or verified the truth table. So we are already done with the connections. As we did do the connection, similarly we did for the half adder. So herein we are using 3 inputs because it is a full adder. We have 3 inputs. We will call this as A, B and C, and this feeds into the various AND and XOR and OR gates as per your logic circuit. And here we have 2 outputs, sum and carry. As you are aware, a full adder has 3 inputs and 2 outputs. The output we call it as sum and carry output. We will try to demonstrate the truth table. We will try to verify the truth table for full adder. Now we have 0 0 0, which gives me a sum of 0 and carry of 0. The next we have 0 0 1, which leads to a sum of 1 and carry of 0. 0 1 0, which again gives me a sum of 1 and carry of 0. 0 1 1, a sum is 0 and carry is 1. And 1 0 0 again leads to a sum of 1 and carry of 0. 1 0 1, sum of 0 and carry of 1. 1 1 0 gives me a sum of 0 and carry of 1, and 1 1 1 gives me a sum of 1 and carry of 1. So this is how you verify a full adder circuit. We have realized the logic circuit of half subtractor. So circuit connection has already been made, and you will have to make the connections in a similar fashion as we did with the full half adder earlier circuits. And you can see one additional NOT gate is required for the connection, and I have inserted NOT gate here. NOT gate here is X NOT gate. Using 17404 you can realize 6 NOT gates. Pin number 1 is the input and 2 happens to be the output, and that feeds into AND gate to realize an output. So A bar and B, here is your borrow, and this happens to be the difference output. Now we will try to verify the truth table. So you can see 0 0 gives me difference of 0 and borrow of 0, and 0 1 we end up getting a difference of 0 and borrow of 0. Coming to 1 0, the difference is 1, borrow is 0, and 1 1 gives me a difference of 0 and borrow of 0. So this is how we realize an half subtractor and verify its truth table. Here we have a logic circuit of full subtractor realized. So you are aware it reads 3 inputs ABC and it produces 2 output, difference and a borrow. So the connections are made in a similar way we did earlier logic circuits. So we will directly jump to verify the truth table. So you can see when all the 3 inputs are 0, difference is 0 and borrow is 0. Now 0, 0, 1 gives me difference of 1 and borrow of 1. Similarly 0, 1, 0 again gives me a difference of 1 and borrow of 1. 0, 1, 1 gives difference of 0 but borrow of 1. 1, 0, 0 is difference 1 and borrow 0. 1, 0, 1 difference is 0 and borrow is 0. 1, 1, 0 difference is 0 and borrow is 0, and 1, 1, 1 gives difference of 1 and a borrow of 1. So this is how you realize a full subtractor and verify its truth table. So we are done with the design of the all the 4 circuits, realization and verification. With this we complete the experiment of designing an half adder, full adder, half subtractor and full subtractor.